All right, hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to if it's your first time. So I got the idea for this video when I was making a list of my top 5 games that I played for the end of the year, which should be out by now. I'm a bit late with it, but yeah. So I was creating a list. I only have like 12 videos up, and 3 of those are from the same game. But as I was like making the list of, which games I thought were the best that I had played on the channel, it just got me thinking about what, really makes a game good as a whole. And so that's just what I want to go ahead and discuss with y'all today. What is it that makes a game good? All right, so in an age where big businesses and CEOs are trying to erase the single player experience in favor of online multiplayer, I've really been loving the journey that I started playing free games on Steam. I've had the pleasure of watching basketball games go from looking like this to looking like this. And it's really just amazing how far graphics have come. In the year 2024, good graphics can, I think, be a bit subjective. Now, don't get me wrong, there are games where we can say, like, damn, those are, some really good graphics. But is it only realistic looking games like a God of War, a Cyberpunk, or Death Stranding that are good graphics, or can be considered good graphics? What about cartoon looking games? Are those good or bad graphics? Could you not say like Zelda games have good ones? They went from, looking like this on Sega or Nintendo, whatever it was at this time, to looking like how they do nowadays. You can still say these look good. I played the prologue, and I'm currently playing through the full game of this one called Tales Noir. And I really love the prologue. I love the look of it. Even though it's that like 8-bit cartoon looking game, it still looks really good. Like you can tell that it's, a modern type of game. And this game and a couple other ones is what really made me realize that graphics really do not matter when it comes to determining if a game looks pretty good. So I played God of War games, and all of them up until Ragnarok, and I played this game on my channel. It's the very first one I played when I was looking through free games on Steam, called Fears to Fathom. And both of these games were highly enjoyable, but for different reasons. All right, do the graphics of God of War enhance the experience? Sure it does, though I wouldn't say that the graphic style of Fears hinders it either. It also enhances just the eeriness of that game. So I don't think graphics dictate how much fun you will have playing a game whatsoever, if a game is going to be good or replayable. So I don't think graphics should be on the list of, oh, is this a reason why games are good? The one thing that both of these games had in common as to why they were good was that they both had a good story. The stories and subject matter in video games have become a more personal and relatable, I feel like, on an emotional level than games of the past. Or maybe just because I was a kid at the time, I don't know. But I definitely feel like games feel a lot more emotions with them. There's this game that came out recently, last year, 2024, that I want to play, called Mouthwashing. So I haven't played it, but I did watch a couple people play it, and it has a really cool art style, kind of like Tales Noir. It's that 8-bit cartoon look to it. And one of the things, when I first saw the size of their hands, it like really stood out a lot to me. And all I could think about is, why are the hands that size? Why are they so big? It was very comical in my opinion. But as the game went on, I no longer cared about that. I didn't care about the disproportionate hands, or the fact that characters' faces, never or like barely ever changed no matter what was going on. I was so drawn into the story. The bizarre, unexplained sequences. This was a good game, and I've only played it. I have not watched it, but just everything about the way that the story unfolded, I was hooked. And this isn't the first time, that story and gameplay made me not care about how a game looked. It's just one of the more recent ones. Like I mentioned earlier, Fears to Fathom. That's a very old looking game. But again, the story in it, how it played, and all that was is what made it interesting. And so I was having a conversation. I was telling someone, games at heart are story driven. All right, even a fighting game like Injustice or Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, all these have there's a story that is flowing through them in between, between the characters themselves. Um, and again, those are the main point of that is really, it's just fighting, and and in those games, a character's fighting style is typically influenced by their background. So characters will also usually, have dialogue before the fight, throughout the fight, that shows you the thought, that was put behind the background of each character's story. And without a story, what are we actually even doing? I'm sure, when a game is in development process, there's always the start of, all right, well, what is this about? Right. And what is this about? What story are we telling? Why are we going from point A to point B? All right. Without a good story, good graphics or not, the game, and not all game, honestly, but most will be pretty shit without it. All right. A good game is definitely going to be more, well, I won't say it's going to be story driven, but there's going to be some story behind it. Now, whether the story is good or not, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, story is very important to a game being good and replayable. All right. And then the other thing that goes with that, of course, is going to be, what world is this game and this story going to be set in? All right. So picture this. All right. You're an average person who lives an average life. You go to work, you hang out, rinse, repeat every day, maybe a bit different on the weekends. Right. One day you encounter an injured, mysterious person who gives you a device that you must guard with your life. And this leads you on an adventure you've never dreamed of, and now you got to save the world. Sound familiar? It is a tale as old as time, been used in movies over and over and over again till this day. All right, in games as well. All these things, of course, will vary based on the game, but they're things that will need to be fleshed out to immerse the audience or gamer, in your story. So the movie Avatar always comes to mind whenever I think of like a movie or something that has the same story as someone else or as a different one, but it's just told a different way. Because Avatar with the blue people, it's just Pocahontas, but in the future and with aliens, instead of, in the past with Native Americans, or Indians and immigrants. And the thing that really separates each story is the world that it's in. All right. Are you on Earth or are you somewhere else? Are we in the present? Are we in the future? Are we in the past? Are we even human? You know, all those things are going to have to come together to immerse the person and be different enough that you want to tell people about it. Right. One of the cool, I haven't played Cyberpunk. I've seen it played, but I mean, one of the things that makes me want to play it is really just the world, just how everything looks, the technology, how it's integrated in the human body, just everything about that world. I'm just like, this, it's so, it's so thought out. It makes you believe that this is a real place, that it could be a real place. And that's the importance of building a world along with your story, or a story for the world that you come up with. Because that's the other thing. Who knows where it starts? Did the egg come before the chicken and whatnot? All that good stuff. All right. Do you think of the world first and then build the story from that? Or do you think of the story and build a world around it? I don't know. But world is important to a good game. All right. So in conclusion, all right. All right. So look, everyone's criteria for what a good game is will vary slightly. I'm sure some people are more drawn to an art style, some to replayability. Either way, the things that I've discussed in this one, I think would be on anyone's list of if they're going through things that would make a game good. There are a couple more. I just didn't really want to go into them because I don't want this to be an hour long. I really just wanted it to be a quick video because I want to start doing more of these mixed in with my gameplay videos. Now, these, again, obviously just my opinion as a seasoned gamer. And one thing I think that everyone can agree on as gamers is, despite what type of games you play, it's the experience you have. How can I say? So the experience you have while playing the game is what truly matters in the end, right? Whether you're playing a single player game, a battle royale, the fun you have playing is what will keep you coming back, not just graphics. And so thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, grow on the channel. I'm hoping to have definitely more than 12 videos by the end of the year. And be sure to check out my top 5 free games that I played in 2024. Have a good one.